There's so much more to finding a perfect diamond than buying it from a jewelry store. Let's dig a little deeper and discover the history of the Crater of Diamonds State Park and what makes it so precious and rare.
People have speculated that there were diamonds in Arkansas all the way back to the 1880s. In that year, there was an Arkansas geologist who came here and first recognized the unusual green-colored soil south of Murfreesboro as being potentially diamond-bearing. He didn't find any diamonds at that time, but there was always that rumor that there could be diamonds here. It wasn't until August of 1906 that a local farmer named John Wesley Huddleston actually found diamonds on his land. He actually owned part of what is today the Crater of Diamonds search area. He owned about 80%, the southern half of the search area. And he said he was out feeding his hogs one day and looked down and saw some glittering flakes in the soil. Well, like a lot of farmers in those days, John Huddleston was a prospector, and so he had his own gold pan. And he said he took a scoop and he scooped up that dirt and took it to a nearby creek and washed the dirt out in the creek. Well, the glittery flakes floated away, so he knew that wasn't gold, because gold is very heavy. But whenever he washed all the dirt out of his pan, he said he looked down and saw a gemstone that he said it shone like fire in his eyes. And at that point, he remembered that all that talk about this place having diamonds, and at that point he said he found a diamond. Well, he got on his mule to ride into town, and he looked down in the dirt on the way into town before he left his farmland, and lo and behold saw another similar looking gemstone there. He took both stones to a bank in Murfreesboro, gave them to the bank president to ship to Little Rock. The people at Little Rock, because they thought they could be diamonds, but because no diamonds had ever been found in Arkansas before, they shipped them up to Tiffany's in New York. And it was actually a jeweler with Tiffany's that first confirmed that these were genuine diamonds that John Huddleston had found. John Huddleston was not the only landowner who had diamond-bearing soil on his land. Just across from him on the north, another gentleman named Millar Mooney had also found out that he owned some of the diamond-bearing soil. His area was not as large, but after John Huddleston found his first diamonds, Mr. Mooney went out with his sons and they started searching, and very soon thereafter they found diamonds on their land. And so they were both owners of diamond-bearing soil. Now, John Huddleston chose to sell his land. Right as soon after he found the diamonds and they were confirmed, a group of investors out of Little Rock came in and they actually purchased John Huddleston's land for $36,000. Now that was a lot of money. It's a lot of money today, but it was even more back in 1906. Millard Mooney, he held on to his land and chose to kind of lease it. Mr. Mooney was an entrepreneur, so he had a lot of ideas for how to make money. Early on, when diamonds were announced, when the discovery was announced, there was a flood of prospectors coming into Murfreesboro. And so Mr. Mooney used that to his advantage. He had prospectors working on his land for him. And he worked with them on a halves system. So any diamond they found, basically, he would receive half of the value for, and then they got to keep half of the value in return for the ability to work on his land of proven diamond-bearing ground. And it was Howard Millar, a gentleman who had owned one of the previous commercial mines, who actually opened a tourist attraction called Millar's Crater of Diamonds in the late 1950s. And it operated through the late 60s on the north end of the mine where Millard Mooney's land was. Very similar to how the park is operated today. People would come in, pay a fee, they would go out and dig for diamonds and get to keep anything they found for free up to 5 carats. After that, if they found a diamond bigger than 5 carats, they had to pay a royalty to the Crater of Diamonds in order to keep their diamonds. Now on the south side of the search area of the diamond mine, the area that once belonged to John Huddleston, there was another attraction that opened called the Big Mine, or the Arkansas Mine. And like I said, it was about 80% of today's diamond search area, so it was a lot bigger. They had several diamond finds of their own that they could boast about, which included the largest diamond ever found in the United States. And that one was discovered actually in 1924. It was the 40.23 carat pink diamond called the Uncle Sam. It was discovered during the commercial mining phase when a miner named Wesley Basham was actually spraying the diamond ore with a high pressure hose, and he saw the diamond come up out of the ground. And so his nickname was actually Uncle Sam, and that's why the diamond's named Uncle Sam. Every year, like I said, thousands of people come here in search of diamonds. We average 1 to 2 diamonds actually found here every day. And even after all of these years as a state park, we're still seeing record-breaking finds. Just in 2020, in September, actually on Labor Day, a gentleman came here from Maumelle. His name was Kevin Kennard, and he was out here searching with his friends. He had no idea what a diamond even looked like, really. He was walking around just picking up anything that looked shiny, like a lot of our visitors do. At about lunchtime, they were getting ready to leave. He walked out to our Diamond Discovery Center, which is right beside the search area, and had his finds identified, and learned at that time that he had actually discovered a 9.07 carat brown diamond, just walking and picking it up on top of the ground. At this point, it's the second largest diamond that's been found in the park's history. The previous record for that was a diamond that was found in 1981, so it's a record that stood for, like I said, more than 35 years. Our diamonds have very unique characteristics that are caused by what happened here, the geology of this area, that make them look totally different from just about anything else that you're going to see. The geological history of the crater of diamonds spans over 100 million years, from the very first eruption of this diamond-bearing volcanic crater all the way to the park today.